This is a beautiful song. This is by Srila Rupa Goswami. Describing Srimati Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jayam Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jayam Madhava Gaite. Gokula Taruni Mandalam Mahite. Gokula Taruni Mandalam Mahite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Vishabana Udari Vasana Veche Halina Skuta Vinda Vimpine Se Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Vishabhanu Dadhi Navasasi Leke Lalita Shaki Kuna Ramita Vishake. Karno Karunam Dhanavani Chakarite. Karno Karunam Mahi Karno Barite. Sanakasani Chakarite. Radhe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Namadara Radhe Varsana Veche Harini Skuta Vrinda Vimpine Se. Oh! Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Vishabhanu Dadhi Navasasi Leke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Gaite. Karuna Karuna Mahi Karuna Bari Hey Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite Radhe Jai Jai Madhu Jai Radhe Jai Jai Madhu Jai Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radhe 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 Jaya 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 Radhe 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 Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Gaur Premanande Hey, hey, see that, hey! Hey, hey, see that, hey! Hey, hey, see that, hey! Sham, Radhe, Sham. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this verse is from Srimad-Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 30th chapter, verse number 28. When Srila Sukadeva Goswami was speaking Srimad-Bhagavatam to Maharaja Parikshit, he referred to one personality in an indirect way by chanting this verse. Sukadeva Goswami is an intimate associate of Srimati Radharani, and because of his deep intimacy and love for Radharani, he could not speak her name for two reasons, actually. One reason why is because if he did, just by speaking her name, he wouldn't be able to continue his narration of Bhagavatam. His love for Radharani was so deep that just mentioning her name would have caused him to go into ecstasy, and therefore he couldn't continue with his narrations of Bhagavatam to Maharaj Pariksit. So he indirectly referred to her by reciting this particular verse. The second reason is not so much known by people in general. There were many sages, saints, and other great personalities who came when Maharaj Pariksit was sitting on the banks of the Ganges, ready to fast until death. They wanted to meet this great king because they had heard that he had given up everything simply to fast until death. So great sages, many of them came. Many of them were tapasis, yogis, and other persons who were not necessarily engaged in bhakti, but were great austere personalities who performed many yajnas. So Sukadev Goswami, most of them, or practically all of them, were not qualified to hear about Srimati Radharani. Radharani is mysterious because in the Vedas, especially Bhagavatam, it doesn't, only in the writings of the Goswamis, which was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which came only 500 and some years ago, the glories and activities and position of Srimati. So in order to speak something beyond people's ability to understand, he also avoided not mentioning her name. Let's quote this verse, and we'll chant the verse. Nam Bhagavan Hari Ishvaraham Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Manayadra Anarya Radito Nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvaraham Yanno Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Manayadra Anayaradito Nunam Bhagavam Hari Ishvaraham Yanno Vihaya Govindam Pritoyam Anayaraha. Chant. Ladies, any of the ladies? Anaya, by her. Aradita, perfectly worshipped. Nunam, certainly. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna. Ishvara, the supreme controller. Yat, inasmuch as. Na, us. Vihaya, rejecting. Govinda, Lord Govinda. Prita, pleased. Yam, who. Anayat, led. Raha, to a secluded place. Certainly, this particular gopi has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead, Govinda. Since he was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. So this is the verse that was indicated by Sukadeva Goswami when he was speaking Bhagavatam to Maharaja Parikshit. He referred to Gopi, who has captured Krishna's attention away from all of the other gopis and has left the rasa dance. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the word Aradhita refers to Srimati Radharani. He comments, the sage Sukadeva Goswami has tried with all endeavor to keep her name hidden, but now it automatically shines forth from the moon of his mouth. That he has spoken her name is indeed her mercy, and thus the word Aradhita is like the rumbling of a kettle drum sounded to announce her great fortune. Although the gopis spoke as if jealous of Srimati Radharani, they were actually ecstatic to see that she had captured Lord Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following detailed description of Srimati Radharani's footprints as given by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Sri Ujjwala Nilamani. So here's a description of Radharani's footprints. At the base of her large toe on her left foot is a mark of a barley corn. Below is a mark as of a disc. Below the disc is an umbrella, and below the umbrella is a bracelet. A vertical line extends from the middle of her foot to the junction of her large and second toes. At the base of the middle toe is a lotus. Below that is a flag with a banner, and below the flag is a creeper together with a flower. At the base of her small toe is an elephant goad, and upon her heel is a half moon. Thus there are 11 marks on her left foot. At the base of the large toe on her right foot is a conch shell, below that a spear. At the base of the small toe of her right foot is a sacrificial altar, below that an earring, and below that and the earring of a club. And below the earring a club. Along the base of the second, third, fourth, and small toes is a mark of a mountain, below which is a chariot, and on the heel is a fish. Thus, altogether, there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. And you see on the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has 32 marks. And the 32 marks include both the marks of Krishna and Radharani. Which includes these 19 along with the auspicious signs on Krishna's lotus feet. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Maum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatya Satarine Panchakalpa tarubhischa kripa sindhu pevacha Itanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaho namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today we're honoring the appearance of Srimati Radharani. And in the Shastras, they describe her appearance in different ways. Srila Prabhupada mentions in one lecture, 1968, where he says that King Rishabhanu, the father of Srimati Radharani, was plowing the field, and when he came across a bump in his plow, some obstacle, he stopped, and then he looked, and then he just below the surface of the dirt, there was a golden box. And then he opened that golden box, and he saw this beautiful little baby girl. When we heard that, we thought, Srila Prabhupada, what is he saying? He's talking about the discovering of Sita Devi. Because that's how Janaka. So is Prabhupada giving us something incorrect or different? Then we found out, and Prabhupada explained that Radharani appears in different ways in different millenniums. And that was one of the ways he indicated. But the standard way that we hear all the time is that this great king, Rishabhanu, was living in the area called Raval. Raval is there today, you can see it. There's a beautiful temple that honors Srimati Radharani as a little baby girl. You see her in her baby form, and she's in a deity form. And devotees go there and offer beautiful prayers. It's quite an amazing place. It's the birthplace of Srimati Radharani. And he had a palace in that area, along with his good wife, Kirtida Sundari. And they very strongly desired to have a child, but no child was coming. And so Rishabhanus decided to perform austerities, offered beautiful prayers to the Supreme Lord, and prayed for a child with the lake. It was so bright, and so dazzling, and so big, it completely captured his attention. He became struck with wonder seeing this beautiful effulgence. Gradually, the effulgence started to move and was moving towards the shore where he was. And then he could see it was not only an effulgence, it was a gigantic lotus flower with so many thousands of petals. It was like something from another realm of existence, not part of this material world. And then, when that lotus came near the shore, Lord Brahma personally came and walked over to the lotus flower, picked up what was in that flower, who was this beautiful little girl, and said, "This is the answer of your prayers. This is your child." And he was so overwhelmed with joy. She was so small, her limbs were the color of molten gold, and her beauty was beyond description, even as a baby. He took her home and showed it to his wife, Kirtida, and both of them celebrated the birth in their life of this beautiful golden girl. But one thing about this girl, her eyes remained closed. and she didn't speak a word, nor did she make any sound. And this went on for weeks. They had this beautiful girl, but then, is she blind? Is she deaf? No speaking, nothing. So they were concerned. And then one great personality came. He had heard, and this personality was Sri Narada Muni. He had heard that that Srimati Radharani had taken birth somewhere in the area. So he was searching out, and he was going to all of the houses and seeing, where is that little girl? Where did she take birth? Finally, after searching through so many places, he came to the house of Vrishabhanu. And he asked, has a girl have come to your life just recently, a baby? They said, yes. I want to see her. Okay. So they took her into the maternity room. She was there in her little cradle. Narada Muni, when he saw her, he couldn't recognize her as being Srimati Radharani, but he saw that baby had a beauty unlike any other child. So he picked up the baby, placed the baby, her, Radha, on his lap. And as soon as he touched Radharani, all of a sudden he started to go into ecstatic symptoms. His hair standed on end, his eyes got big, his body started to shiver, and at one point he had to put the child down because he was about to faint. And he did. He fainted, he lost consciousness. And then Rishabhanu and his wife was thinking, what happened to this great sage? He's quite sober. Sobriety is gone. And so then finally he came back to consciousness. And now she was back in her little cradle, and he started to circumambulate the cradle and started to chant the glories of Krishna. And he was like joyful. And they thought, what happened? The sage is going a little bit mad. But he didn't want to say who she was. So he knew it wasn't his position to reveal Srimati Radharani as being that person who had took birth in Vrishabhanu's family. But he started to offer beautiful prayers. And those prayers turned into one particular scripture that later on was given, and that was the Narada Bhakti Sutras. When Srila Prabhupada began the Krishna conscious movement in the late 1960s, he decided to translate the Narada Bhakti Sutras. And he got through 13 verses, and then he stopped, along with some purports. And he said, I think we should now focus on Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindar, or Nectar Devotion. So he only got to 13 verses and he stopped. But later on it was completed by His Holiness Satsarup Maharaj, Satsarup Goswami. And that book is available. And it's in the glorification of, it's actually the ecstasies of Narada Muni when he was in contact with Srimati Radharani. And then he left, not saying who Radharani was. King Vrishabhanu was thinking, well, we have this beautiful baby girl. We should honor her and have a festival in her appearance in our home. So they called some of the neighboring families. And of course, Vrishabhanu, he also knew Nanda Maharaj, who was living at that time in Gokuldham. So he invited him and his wife, Yasoda. And of course, Krishna had already been born. Krishna was just as small as Radharani, very small. So he came, and then Krishna, as soon as he got to the house of Vrishabhanu, he immediately ran into the room where Radharani was laying in the cradle. And he looked in, and he took his fingers, and he touched her on her eyes. As soon as he did that, her eyes opened. And she started to smile. Because she is Krishnamayi. It's another name for Srimati Radharani. She only wants to see Krishna, that's all. When Krishna was telling Srimati Radharani in the spiritual world, I'm coming for my next incarnation and you should also come. She said, I don't want to see anybody but you. Just to see another man would be someone, especially someone from the material world, would be worse than death for her. And so she agreed to come, but she came in that particular mood. And then when Krishna came, she opened her eyes, and she is called Krishnamayi. She is Krishna inside, Krishna outside. Krishna glorifies all of his great personalities, Mother Yasoda, Nanda Maharaj, and others. But he says, out of all of my dear devotees, the gopis are the best. But amongst all of the gopis, there is one that is the best of the best, and that is Srimati Radharani. Krishna, Prabhupada said, Krishna is an ocean of a desire for enjoyment. Krishna likes to enjoy. And he's always eager for enjoyment. So of course the process of bhakti is to try to give Krishna enjoyment. But how much enjoyment can we give? We can give him some enjoyment by offering whatever we have in devotion to him. But Radharani, she is the epitome of giving Krishna unlimited enjoyment. So no one can please Krishna like Srimati Radharani. And if we want to get the mercy of Krishna, we have to pray to Srimati Radharani. Because Krishna is not attracted to anything except Radharani. He reciprocates with all of his devotees because his devotees offer him love. And therefore, by his mood of reciprocation, he says, Ye yatam mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajami aham mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarva. As they worship me, as they approach me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. So he reciprocates according to how the devotees approach him. But when it comes to the gopis and Radharani, that verse doesn't apply. Although he says it as an absolute principle. You approach me, I reward you according to how you approach. But when it comes to the gopis, because the gopis have so much love, and especially Srimati Radharani, he says, Napareyam, I can't reciprocate your love. It's not possible. Your love is beyond my ability to reciprocate, so please be satisfied with your love only. So Krishna puts himself in a position of saying, that love coming from Radharani is not possible to reciprocate. But somehow or other, just be satisfied with that love, because that is my only reward to you, is that your own love is your reward. your love for me is your own reward for your love for me. So Krishna is speaking in such a way. But the pastimes of Radharani and Krishna are on the highest level of spiritual understanding. There's a class of people in this material world, they're called Prakriti Sahajas. They want to imitate Krishna's pastimes by performing the activities that Krishna did with his gopi friends. And so they think, well, because Krishna is doing this and God is teaching us by example, therefore we should also perform these activities because this is also worship. But actually it's not. It's pretense and it's actually offensive. Now, Prabhupada talks very strongly about this class of people who want to imitate Krishna's pastimes. But he says, he explains that the love for Krishna can never be understood in the mood of Radharani's love for Krishna. It's not possible. It says there's two things you can never understand. You can't understand the qualities of Krishna, nor can you understand the love that Radharani has for Krishna. And even Krishna can't understand Radharani's love for him. And that's why he becomes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Krishna was in Dwarka, he was with his queen, Rukmini. Rukmini was massaging his feet. And she was getting very emotional while massaging his feet. And she was crying. And she was expressing her love for Krishna, saying, "My dear Krishna, you don't know how wonderful you are. Actually, nobody knows how wonderful you are, not even you." So Krishna started to think, oh, how wonderful I am. Nobody knows, not even me. And then she said, but actually there is one person that knows, and that is Srimati Radharani. Well, Krishna thought, I have to find out how wonderful I am. So I have to find, the only way I can find out, I can't be me because I can't understand her love for me. I have to become her. So in order to become her, I have to adopt her mood of bhakti, and that's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. Now it says he appeared to propagate the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. But actually his appearance in this world is secondary. His main reason to come into this material world is to fulfill his desire to understand Radharani's love for him. And not only understand it, experience the happiness that she experienced in that love, and what is the nature of that love. So these are the three internal reasons by which Mahaprabhu comes. To understand how wonderful he is from her position, to understand her love, what is the nature of that love, and what is that happiness that she experienced from that love. And therefore this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. He is in the mood of Radharani's worship to Krishna, although he is Krishna himself. And Radharani is the only one that can attract Krishna completely. Krishna will reciprocate the love with all of his other parts and parcels. And many times he does that just to please the other devotees. But for Radharani, she brings out all of his good qualities. Krishna has, what we say, mentions 50 good qualities in full, and are mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion. And those qualities become enhanced or full-blown, expanded by the presence of Srimati Radharani. His beauty becomes even more beautiful. His strength becomes more. Everything about Krishna's qualities is enhanced by the presence of Radharani. Only Radharani can do that. So what is the nature of her love? It's impossible. Therefore, for devotees who want to get shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, they have to get the favor of Srimati Radharani. Now when Radharani is pleased, then because she is pleased with you, you can approach Shri Krishna, because only by her mercy is Krishna available. Therefore, we pray for the mercy of Radharani. We pray for the favor of Radharani. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. That by her love, one can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead and get and receive His mercy. A name for Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. Krishna is Madan, but Madan is Madan Mohan. He attracts Cupid. Cupid in this material world is the force by which male and female become attracted to each other. A boy becomes attracted to a girl becomes attracted to a boy, because of the presence of Cupid. Cupid is actually the son of Krishna. He is Pradyumna, but he expands himself into a material expansion of himself, who becomes Cupid in the material world. Sometimes you see little caricatures, they put this little baby flying around with some wings and he's shooting arrows, right? And then you get hit. Wow, I'm in love. I fell in love. Yeah, you fell. But that's the material world. So Cupid is attracting everyone in this world, but Krishna can attract Cupid. Therefore, he's called Madan Mohan. He's the attractor of Cupid. But then there's another personality who's named Madan Mohan Mohini, and that's Radharani, who attracts him who can attract everyone. So everyone can be attracted to Krishna, but only Krishna can be attracted to Srimati Radharani completely. So she's Madan Mohan Mohini. She's the best of all in order to please Krishna. And therefore, devotees want to see Krishna happy. Therefore, they serve Radharani nicely because she makes Krishna happy, and they get the favor of Radharani. When we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially for those who worship Krishna in Vrindavan, the whole Mahamantra refers to Radha and Krishna. And Radhe comes in the form of Hare. Hare is the vocative sound of Hara. Vocative means you call. So the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, O Radha, O Krishna, please engage me in your devotional service. So that when we chant, we should be praying and thinking in that same way, or meditating on, please engage me in your devotional service. And we approach the energy before the energetic, and therefore Radha is first. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially those who worship Sri Krishna in Vrindavan, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare is Radhika Raman. Radhika Raman. Also, Raman refers to Krishna, and Radhika refers, of course, to Srimati Radharani. So we meditate in that mood because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us to worship Krishna in Vrindavan in the mood of the damsels of Raja, or in the mood of the cowherd boys. He said, Mahaprabhu has come to teach pure devotional service or spontaneous attraction. And that can only be done when one purifies themselves through the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. By serving your spiritual master, you can get the mercy of Sri Nityananda Ram. Because Nityananda Balaram is the manifestation of the original Guru. And he manifests himself in different forms as the spiritual master in this world. So when we serve the spiritual master and please the spiritual master, we're actually serving Lord Nityananda. And when Lord Nityananda is pleased, then he introduces us to the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is? Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So when one starts to develop and perfects their chanting of Hare Krishna, develops a taste, then one becomes eligible to enter into the mood of Vrindavan. And then at that time, Srimati Radharani guides that person through her sakis, her assistants, and brings that person into the mood of Vrindavan. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings, that we should be in that mood of perfecting our devotional service through the mercy of the residents of Sri Vrindavan Dham. And that is a great science taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially through the Goswamis and Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and especially Raghunath Das Goswami, who are teaching the higher mellows of, and that is all based on Radha and Krishna's love in Vrindavan, or Krishna's mood with his eternal associates in the different mellows of Vrindavan, such as Sakya Ras. Not so much Vatsalya Ras, but Madhurya Ras and Sakya Ras. Therefore, it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that the pure devotee spiritual master is coming from either the tattva of Radharani or the tattva of Nityananda, either one. So that is our mood of worship. Therefore, devotees say, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. And when we say Jai Radhe, Krishna smiles. And when you say Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Radharani becomes happy. This is love. There is one, I think it's the, who is it? Bakreshwar Pandit. His guru was Dhyana Goswami. And he taught the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is that when you chant Hare, you think of Krishna. And when you chant Krishna, you think of Radharani. Now, does that make sense? Yeah, it does. Because Radharani loves Krishna and Krishna loves Radharani. So if you please the person that person loves, then that you get the mercy of that person. So when Krishna hears Radharani being glorified, he gives you mercy. And when Radharani hears Krishna glorified, then she gives you mercy. This is the process of, so yeah, we can practice worshiping the Lord. Of course, the best worship is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the embodiment of Radha and Krishna in sound. There's no difference. Radha Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radha Radha, Radhika Raman, Radhika Raman, Raman Raman, Radhika Radhika. That's one way of chanting. Don't chant like that, because it's not recommended, but that is the deeper mellows of this particular chanting. So it is non-different than. And Golokere Premadana Harinam Sankirtan Ratin Jan Milo Kere Upai. And this chanting has come directly from Vrindavan Dham in the spiritual world. And when Krishna performs his pastimes in this world, his most illustrious and most emphasized pastimes is his pastimes with the gopis of Sri Vrindavan Dham. or the cowherd boys in Sri Vrindavan Dham also. These two aspects of rasa are the mood of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, because Lord Chaitanya came and he is in the mood of Radharani, and Nityananda came and he is in the mood of Lord Balaram, or he's in Sakya Ras. And so these two mellows are the goal of the devotees who follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these two moods. Trying to think of that bhajan, the one we sang last night. What was that bhajan? Yeah, the one that we sang last night. What was that song? Maharsana Bese? No, not that. Not the one we sang this morning. The other one. No. No, we sang Jai, Jai, Jai. Oh, Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Jai, Jai, Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Jai, Jai, Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Jai, Jai, Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Varsana Vali ki Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Bolo Jai, Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Bolo Varsana Vali ki Jai, Jai, Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Radharani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai. Jai Radhe, 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 Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Radha Srila Hey! Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Srila Hey! Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Srila Hey! Jaya Radhe, 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 Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Nitai go Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai go Hari Bo. Radharani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Varsana Bali ki. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Question? Microphone? Okay. Nitai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much for the beautiful description of Radharani's birth and the tattva.
It's not possible to speak about Radharani. We try anyway.
Yes. So Maharaj, you mentioned that Shukadev Goswami, he kept, the pastimes or the description of Radharani confidential. So we see there are many speakers who speak openly about Radharani and her pastimes. And mostly in ISKCON, we follow Srila Prabhupada's mood and we don't speak so much about Radharani in public.
We don't speak about Radha and Krishna's personal pastimes together. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never did that, and he avoided that when he was requested to speak like that. Because people will not understand. Before you can understand Radha Krishna's pastimes, you have to be a pure devotee. We mention a little bit about her tattva and her relationship with Krishna, but the pastimes as described by the Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, before you can understand that, you have to understand the tattva of the process of bhakti. In other words, what is pure devotional service and how one has to actually come to the level of being free from all material desires. If you have any material desires, not possible to understand. Because these pastimes are on the transcendental platform. And although they look similar to what people do in the material world, the only similarity is that there's nothing else that's similar. Because one is kama and the other was prema. And kama and prema are similar, but they're opposite also. Kama means lusty desires for one's personal satisfaction. And prema means to give love to the beloved without any personal desire. So these pastimes are free from all personal motivations. The gopis love Krishna only because they want to please Krishna with their love. They will do anything to please Krishna. And that's their mood. That's why they are the best of all lovers of Krishna, because they only want to please Krishna. They have no personal desire for their own happiness or satisfaction. And that is bhakti. So when we hear these pastimes, we start thinking, therefore Prabhupada says, well, if you're reading, he said you should read the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan. And he says you can become purified by reading that. But if you start feeling lusty desires while you're reading it, Prabhupada says, stop it. You're not qualified to go on. But they are purifying, and that's why they're mentioning. So we have to follow in the footsteps of the acharyas and understand and approach these pastimes with the proper philosophical understanding. Otherwise, if we don't, we will be victimized by our own lusty desires, and we will commit offenses. So, therefore, there's caution. But the thing is, these pastimes are available. Why? Because they can purify you from all material desires, especially the desire to enjoy in the material way for the opposite sex, which is what we say, the strongest desire to overcome. And if one can free themselves from all desires for sensual enjoyment, then one can approach Radha and Krishna in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So these pastimes also help us to come to that stage. But then one has to follow the process in order to qualify themselves to understand these pastimes. And that's the writings of the Goswamis, especially Srila Prabhupada. He gives cautionary statements also. I didn't bring my book with me. I could read something if somebody can run to my room. Can you go to my room? In my roller bag, maybe he can go. And this is a statement by Srila Prabhupada. Get that book, Further Awakening of Spontaneous Devotional Service. It's in my roller bag. The key is here, somewhere. Go fast. So, there are so many books on the market describing these things, but they're by people who are just, they're prakrita sahajas. That means they think that these activities of Krishna in the spiritual world are the same as the activity of boy, girl in this world, but they're completely opposite. The analogy or the explanation is metal. There's different kinds of metal. There's iron and then there's gold. Iron is very much available and it's very base, whereas gold is valuable and it's very rare. So the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in the material, spiritual world are like gold, and the imitation of these things in the material world is like metal or iron. So, therefore, one should worship those who worship Radha and Krishna. In other words, Gopi Bhata Bhata Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudas. Mahaprabhu says, this is the mood of worship. Not that we worship directly Radha and Krishna, but we worship those who worship Radha and Krishna and get their mercy. That's why following in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan, who are pure devotees who worship Radha and Krishna in their different rasas, are our focus for worship. And by their mercy, we can approach the absolute truth like that. If they're pleased. But the essence is to chant Hare Krishna. Because as you progress in the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's forms, Krishna's names, Krishna's pastimes become more and more revealed to the devotee through the chanting of the holy name. The holy name is the embodiment of all spiritual success. Everything is there in the holy name. But one has to approach the holy name in the right mood. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says, Trinadapi Sanichena Tayoriva Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena. What is the result? Kirtaniya Sadara. That one can chant always. That.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah. Any other questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, I really want to express my gratitude that you are giving us such a wonderful association. Yesterday, Maharaj, I shared one of your clip to one devotee, and I was trying to follow up with him for so many years, and he was never responding to messages. And when he saw your video, he has met you in Bombay. So he immediately recalled that, we call Maharaj as Happy Swami because Maharaj is always in ecstasy. So Maharaj, I was thinking that Srila Prabhupada always wanted all of us to be very enthusiastic, very happy, and you are doing it since last 51 years, and you must have so many realizations. So Maharaj, could you please share some of your personal realization that you must have realized that why Srimati Radharani is more merciful than Krishna?
Well, why is Radharani more merciful than Krishna? Because she is. So,
But Maharaj, you must have some experience while you were trying to preach or...
Prabhupada says, in the family, father is a little strong, but mother is soft. Okay? so so she's a soft-hearted mother, that's Radharani. She feels for the conditioned souls who are suffering in this material world, and she wants to free them from that suffering. So she's there to give that mercy. So she wants everyone to love Krishna. But Krishna's not so easy because, I mean, he's strong, but he's also merciful too. But you can only approach Krishna through his devotees. You can't approach Krishna through going directly to Krishna. It's not possible because Krishna is not approached that way. He's approached through his devotees. If I can find that statement by Srila Prabhupada. It's really a nice statement. Okay, here. Srila Prabhupada would repeatedly cite the 6th and 7th verse of Shikshashtaka as a mood for worshiping Krishna. So we worship Krishna not in the mood of getting Krishna, but in the mood of separation from Krishna. And he repeatedly encourages his followers to learn how to cultivate feelings of separation according to their qualifications. This is Prabhupada speaking now. You have to follow the footprints of the Goswamis and learn how to search out Krishna, Radharani and Vrindavan within your heart. This is the process of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhajan, feeling separation, vipalamba seva. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he felt separation from Krishna, sometimes he fell unconscious into the sea. Sometimes he would steal out of his bedroom in the dead of night and nobody would know where he had gone. He was always searching. This is the process of devotional service taught by Lord Chaitanya. It is not that you can say, I have seen Krishna or Radharani in the Rasa Leela. No, it is not like that. Feel the separation. The more you feel separation from Krishna, the more you can understand you are advancing in Krishna consciousness. Do not try to see Krishna artificially, but be advanced in separation feelings, and then it will be perfect. That is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. You cannot perceive Krishna with your material senses. Atashi Krishna namari nabhavet trayamendriyo sevamukhehi jivado swayam eva sparatyada. Where does service begin? Jivado. Service begins from the tongue, not from the legs, eyes, or ears, but from the tongue. How? Chant Hare Krishna. The tongue has got two businesses: to articulate sound, Hare Krishna, and take prasad. By these processes, you will realize Krishna. Don't try to see Krishna because you cannot see him with your material eyes. Neither can you hear about him with your material ears. Neither can you touch him. But if you engage your tongue in the service of the Lord, then he will reveal himself to you. Here I am. That is wanted. So feel separation from Krishna in the way that Radharani did, in the way Lord Chaitanya taught us, and engage your tongue in the service of the Lord, then one day you will mature and you will see Krishna eye to eye. That's Srila Prabhupada. That was a lecture on Radharani's appearance day in 1969. So Prabhupada emphasizes this mood of separation. So how do you practice that mood of separation? The mood of separation includes the desire to meet at the same time within that mood of separation. So how can we meet Krishna? Well, here it says that through the chanting of the holy names, you're praying to Krishna, Ayi Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tavapada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrisham. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servant. Somehow I've fallen into this ocean of birth and death. I'm suffering. Please pick me up. Place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So this prayer is begging for shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So this prayer is in the mood of separation. But in the mood of separation, there is the desire to meet also. But not that, oh, I saw Krishna today, yeah, I met him, I talked to him, he was nice. Not like that. We don't say we meet Krishna, we long to meet Krishna. But that is the mood of Mahaprabhu taught. And that is, and you see Radharani and all of the gopis, most of the time they're in that mood of feeling separation from Krishna. Because Krishna is with them, and when he leaves, they feel lost without his presence. So because they have that love, they want to meet him again, but because they can't, their mood of loving him is in a mood of separation. So they're always thinking about him, they're worshiping him like that. So we serve the Lord in that mood, that please accept my service. Please accept my service. Is that clear? And then, so your service is an expression of your mood of separation. You want Krishna, but at the same time, you don't think you got Krishna. You're always trying to get Krishna. And when you stop trying to get anything in this material world, then you can get Krishna. So if we're still chasing after Maya, then Krishna's hiding. You can't find him. But if you're chasing after Krishna only, he smiles at you and says, "Here I am, come and get me." And then you come and then he runs away. And then you keep searching for him, and then he comes, he's hiding behind a tree, and he peeks out. There he is. Choo! You run, and then he's gone again. He's fast. So he keeps appearing to you every once in a while just to get you more attracted to him. But if you're chasing Maya, you can't chase Krishna because then he's not to be found. You have to stop chasing Maya. So chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, "Oh Radha, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service." That's the prayer. We chant in that mood, wanting to be with Krishna, but knowing that only by Krishna's mercy will we be able to catch him. Mother Yasoda could not catch Krishna because although she had love for Krishna, she was trying to tie him up with her rope. She couldn't do it because Krishna said, "Nope, I'm not going to be tied up." So he determines who catches him and when they catch him. But still, you should chase him. I want Krishna. Even if I can't get anything else, I have to get Krishna. No, don't give me that. That'll just interfere with my chasing after Krishna. Sometimes when we want Krishna, we can't get Krishna, we think, "Oh, well, at least I can do something else and be happy." But no, that's not Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness, nothing else will satisfy me except Krishna. We do our service in that mood. And every time we chase Maya, we feel terrible. Oh, I chased Maya. And Maya came, I caught her, but there's nothing there. Maya is an illusion. So she looks good. She's like a ghost. But when you chase Krishna, Krishna is real. He's real. But he says, if you want to make it easier for you to catch me, ask Radharani, she'll help you. Please her. If you can please her, then it becomes easy. I slow down, I don't run away from you so much. Like that. Anything else? Yes. Microphone's coming. Nice and loud.
Yeah, so Maharaj, my question was, what are some practical ways to please Srimati Radharani other than chanting of the holy name of Krishna?
Glorify Krishna. When you serve Krishna and you glorify Krishna, that pleases Radharani.
Glorify Krishna as in, like, one way of glorifying Krishna is chanting of the holy name of Krishna.
That's one way.
Other than that,
Yeah. Krishna has many qualities. You can glorify his qualities, his pastimes, his activities, his names. Yeah. So, again, Radharani is pleased when you glorify and serve Krishna, and Krishna is pleased when you glorify and serve Radharani. But the thing is, we have to stop glorifying Maya. Question, yeah.
Hi Krishna Maharaj, thank you so very much for wonderful discussion. Maharaj, he was mentioning that Maya is ghostly, but we read that Maya is also the Devi Prakriti of Lord, and this is eternal as well.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, she's a pure devotee. And when you catch Maya, she'll just beat you, that's all. If you're chasing some thief, you catch him, he'll just beat you. So she'll cheat you. She's a pure devotee, but she's there to cheat you, that's all. She's saying, why are you chasing me? Why don't you chase Krishna? But if you chase me, then I'll beat you, so you run away from me and chase Krishna. That's her job. Her job is to get you to become more Krishna conscious by teaching you that what you're looking for in me is not what you're looking for. I can't give you any satisfaction. I can just give you suffering, that's all. So when Maya calls, yes, who's at the door? It's me, Maya. Oh, Maya. Oh, actually, I'm busy today. Come back tomorrow. Okay, so she leaves. She goes away. Then she comes again next day. Who's there? Maya. I told you, come back tomorrow. But it is tomorrow. No, tomorrow's tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. So just keep telling her tomorrow. And then she'll get tired of coming. Maya's like that. But Maya's your friend because she's helping you to become more attached to Krishna. That's her job. For the demons, for the materialists, that's their deity, Maya. For the devotees, she's a friend that helps us come to Krishna. That's all. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Jai Srimati Radharani ki jai,
Jai.
Sri Radhastami ki jai, Mahatma Hotsava Sri Radhastami ki jai, Sri Radha Damodar ki, Gaura Nitai ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.